Genome editing is a new science. It is like carefully editing a book, but this book is the life code of plants. We are changing the plant's own instructions, its DNA, in a very precise way. This is very important for agriculture, which is our way of farming food for everyone. It can help us grow better crops, which are the plants we eat and use. We really need more food because the number of people living in our world keeps growing bigger every year. So finding new and improved ways to make our farming better is a big task for all of us. This technology offers us a precise pen to improve plants, not a messy eraser that just removes things. Why is this new method so crucial for our fields and for the food on our tables? Traditional plant breeding, which is the old way of making better plants, usually takes a very, very long time. You can imagine waiting for many years, maybe even 10 or 20 years, just for one small improvement to appear in a crop like rice or wheat. Genome editing, on the other hand, is much faster, almost like taking a quick shortcut to reach the goal. It is also incredibly precise, meaning that our scientists can choose exactly what tiny part of the plant's DNA they want to change. They can target specific traits, like making a fruit taste much sweeter, or adding more essential vitamins, making our daily food healthier for our bodies. Farmers also desperately need plants that can survive tough weather conditions, like too little rain. Just take a moment to think about the wonderful possibilities this technology can bring. Imagine plants that do not need so much precious water to grow properly, especially in very dry areas of India and other countries where water is scarce. Or you can picture crops that can naturally fight off harmful diseases all by themselves, without needing farmers to spray lots of chemical pesticides. This is the exciting promise that genome editing brings to our farms and our food system. It is a truly powerful tool that can help us make our farming practices more sustainable for the future generations to come. This means it is good for our planet Earth in the long run. It can greatly reduce the need for chemical pesticides, making our food safer to eat and our environment much cleaner for everyone. So, to put it simply for everyone to understand, genome editing is a modern scientific approach to improve the crops we grow. It is all about making very small, highly specific changes to a plant's genetic makeup, its fundamental blueprint. These tiny alterations, though small, can have very big and positive impacts on our overall food supply. This technology can help us feed more people around the globe, which is a growing challenge day by day. It can also assist us in taking much better care of our precious planet and its resources. Genome editing is truly a significant step forward for agriculture, offering innovative solutions to many age-old problems that farmers in India and worldwide have battled for many centuries. Now let us talk about a very special tool that scientists are using in their labs. It is called CRISPR, which is a bit of a funny name, but it does amazing things. You can think of it as a pair of extremely tiny, very intelligent molecular scissors, much smaller than anything you can see. These amazing scissors have the remarkable ability to find a specific spot in a plant's DNA. As you might know, DNA is like the instruction manual for all living things, telling them how to grow, what to look like, and how to function. CRISPR can navigate to an exact page, then to an exact sentence, and even to an exact word in this massive instruction book of life. This incredible precision is precisely what makes CRISPR so revolutionary for scientists who are working hard to improve our plants. How does this CRISPR system actually work its magic inside the plant cells? It mainly has two important parts that work together as a team. One part acts like a faithful guide, a bit like a super accurate GPS for the DNA. This guide molecule, usually a piece of RNA, leads the scissors to the correct intended location within the plant's vast and complex DNA sequence. The other part is the scissor enzyme itself, the part that does the cutting, and it is often called Cas9. Once this entire complex, the guide and the scissor, reaches the precise target spot on the DNA strand, the Cas9 enzyme makes a clean and accurate cut. Scientists can then carefully remove a small piece of unwanted DNA, or they can cleverly insert a new beneficial piece of DNA. Sometimes, they just need to change a single letter in the DNA's code. This remarkable ability to make such precise and targeted changes is incredibly powerful for plant science and for improving our agriculture. Before CRISPR technology came along, Altering a plant's DNA was a much harder and often a very random process. It was somewhat like blindly tearing pages from the plant's instruction book and just hoping for the best possible outcome. Sometimes scientists might get the change they wanted, but very often they did not, leading to many frustrating failed attempts and wasted time. CRISPR allows scientists to be extremely specific and accurate in their work. They can carefully edit the plant's genes to give it useful new qualities, like better resistance to drought conditions or enhanced nutritional value in the food it produces. This means much less guesswork and far more targeted, efficient improvements for all the crops we rely on. Therefore, CRISPR is like a highly skilled molecular surgeon, performing very delicate operations on the genes of plants. It helps us make our food crops better in a very focused and efficient manner, which is good for farmers and consumers. Using this advanced tool, we can make our crops stronger against various environmental stresses, such as extreme heat or salty soil. We can also enhance their nutritional content, making them healthier for us and our children to eat every day. This groundbreaking technology is opening up entirely new doors and a world of possibilities for agriculture all across the globe. It allows us to develop new crop varieties that are much better suited to our current global needs and the increasing challenges posed by our changing global climate, such as more frequent droughts or the emergence of new plant diseases. Genome editing is not just an idea that exists only in scientific papers or research laboratories anymore. It is actively being used out in the real world right now, making a difference. Scientists are making real, tangible improvements to many different kinds of crops that we consume as part of our daily meals. For instance, they are developing new types of tomatoes that are quite special. These particular tomatoes, which have been modified using genome editing tools like CRISPR, can stay fresh on the shop shelf or in your kitchen for a much longer period compared to ordinary tomatoes. This is truly wonderful because it means less precious food will be wasted before it even gets a chance to reach our plates. This benefits everyone involved, from the hard-working farmer who carefully grew the tomatoes to the person buying them at the local market or grocery store. It helps reduce food spoilage significantly. Another very important and inspiring example is rice, which is a staple food for billions. Rice is a critical food source for a huge part of the world's population, especially in many countries across Asia and Africa, including our own India. Scientists are now successfully using genome editing techniques to make rice plants much more resistant to various destructive diseases that can ruin harvests. Some of these plant diseases can spread very rapidly through fields and completely wipe out entire rice crops, leading to severe food shortages and hardship for farming communities. If these new rice plants can effectively fight off these diseases all on their own, our farmers will achieve much better and more reliable harvests year after year. This also means that farmers might need to use fewer chemical sprays to protect their crops, which is undoubtedly better for our environment and for our own health. Mushrooms that do not turn brown so quickly after being cut are also being developed using this innovative technology. Ordinarily, as you may have noticed, when you slice a fresh mushroom, the cut surface starts to discolor and turn an unappetizing brown quite fast. Genome-edited mushrooms, however, have been modified so they can stay white and appealing for a much longer time after slicing. This makes them look more attractive to consumers when they are displayed in shops and supermarkets. Importantly, it also helps to reduce food waste, as people are less likely to throw them away simply because of their appearance. Wheat, another key global crop that gives us our daily bread and chapatis, is also being improved. Scientists are working hard to create new wheat varieties with significantly reduced gluten content, which would be very helpful for people who have gluten sensitivities or suffer from celiac disease. These are just a handful of exciting examples that clearly illustrate the immense power and potential of genome editing in agriculture. Many other important food crops are currently being studied and improved by scientists around the world. You can imagine soybeans that produce healthier cooking oil, which is lower in unhealthy saturated fats and perhaps higher in beneficial unsaturated fats. Or you can think about new corn varieties that can grow well and produce a good yield, even with much less water. a truly vital trait in drought-prone regions of India and elsewhere. The potential applications for this technology are truly vast and very exciting for the future of food. Genome editing is helping us create crops that are more resilient to various challenges. They are also becoming more nutritious and often easier for our farmers to cultivate successfully, leading to better livelihoods. This ongoing innovation is directly benefiting both agricultural producers and consumers by providing better quality, more reliable food for all. The advantages that these new genome-edited crops offer to us are quite numerous and highly significant for our future. Farmers, for instance, can expect to experience higher yields from their fields when they grow these improved varieties. This simply means they can grow more food on the same amount of land they currently cultivate, which is extremely crucial for feeding a growing global population without needing to clear more forests for farming. Crops can also be engineered by scientists to be naturally resistant to common pests like insects and devastating plant diseases. This greatly reduces crop losses for farmers, thereby protecting their incomes and livelihoods. Furthermore, it could lead to a substantial reduction in the use of chemical pesticides on farms. This is very beneficial for our environment, protecting our precious soil fertility and water quality, and also makes our food much safer for us to consume every single day. Consumers like you and me also stand to gain a lot from these remarkable scientific advancements in agriculture. Genome-edited foods can be specifically designed by scientists to be more nutritious than their conventional counterparts that we find in the market today. For example, they might contain higher levels of essential vitamins, such as vitamin A, which is important for eyesight, or beneficial minerals like iron or zinc. They could also be developed to have healthier types of fats in them, such as omega-3 fatty acids, which are good for our heart health. Some food items could even be made less allergenic through precise gene changes. This would be a great relief for many people who suffer from food allergies to common items like peanuts, milk, or soy. Additionally, a longer shelf life for fresh fruits and vegetables, as seen with the tomatoes, means less food waste in our homes, saving money and conserving valuable resources for all of us. However, alongside these many exciting benefits and promises, there are also some genuine concerns and important questions that people have raised about this new technology. Many individuals around the world worry about the potential long-term effects of consuming these genetically modified foods on a regular basis. Are these new types of foods completely safe to eat over many years, or even across generations? What if these newly edited genes somehow spread from the cultivated crops in the fields to their wild plant relatives growing in the surrounding natural environment? These are very important and perfectly valid questions that deserve our careful consideration and thorough investigation. We absolutely need to study these possibilities meticulously and ensure that this powerful technology is used in a responsible, ethical, and transparent manner. Open public discussion and independent, transparent scientific research are truly vital in this regard. Looking towards the future that awaits us, genome-edited crops undoubtedly hold immense promise for transforming global agriculture for the better. They could play a very significant role in helping us effectively fight hunger and tackle malnutrition in many parts of the world where these problems persist. They could also contribute substantially to making our farming practices more sustainable and much more environmentally friendly than they are today. But it is absolutely crucial that we proceed with appropriate caution, careful planning, and foresight. We need to establish good, clear rules and robust regulations at national and international levels to govern their development, testing, and use. We also need to actively listen to and seriously consider everyone's opinions and concerns, including those of farmers, consumers, and scientists. If used wisely and ethically, genome editing truly has the potential to revolutionize agriculture, helping us build a future where everyone has reliable access to enough safe, nutritious, and healthy food.